Previously on X-Men.
So a quick check-in with our Silicon Valley overlords and guardians of the Hall of Records show that the top Google image search result for communist comic books is this 1950s entry, "Is This Tomorrow? America Under Communism." What I didn't show you on that "Is This Tomorrow" review is that Googling the phrase communist comic books also throws up in the auto suggestions communist comic book villains, and you don't need to be an internet equivalent of a horse whisperer to notice an obvious clue like that. So okay, Google, Skynet, I'm selling out. You show me the demand and I'll give you the supply. Here's my soul, you're the boss man now. Algorithm, take the wheel. This is Comic Mark's top X Marvel communist comic villains. When you're writing an ongoing, long-running comic book series for Marvel, like a Tales to Astonish or a Captain America or something, with the man breathing down your neck over deadlines and you need to pay your mortgage and feed your family, it can be a challenge to come up with new and original storylines and develop fresh characters week in, week out. Well, there is this one super secret classified technique that you can use as a writer to generate new stories. It's very easy and I'm going to share it with you right now. Just ask yourself the question, what if Captain America had to fight an evil version of themselves? And just like that, the Red Guardian is born, equal and opposite to Captain America in every way. What he lacks in actual character is papered over by the "yeah, but he's an evil version" trope. Selected by the KGB as one of the Soviet Union's most acclaimed test pilots, he goes on to serve the Communist Party as a covert operative and figure of political propaganda. The Crimson Dynamo, on the other hand, he's just a knockoff Iron Man. Khrushchev himself asks Ivan Vanko to build his own super mecha battle suit thing, specifically with the intention of using it to kill capitalist dog weapons manufacturer and the private sector's #1 leading exporter of US tyranny, Tony Stark. Look, it's a really simple technique, and we know that this is what they were doing, and they knew that this is what they were doing, and they knew that we knew that they knew that this is what they were doing. Not only because it's painfully transparent to anyone with a brain cell, but they actually admitted to it. Stan Lee says that he chose the name The Abomination when he realized that it belonged to no other character. Before he conceived the character's background or appearance, Stan Lee told Gil Kane, just make him bigger and stronger than the Hulk and we'll have a lot of fun with him. Emil Blonsky first appeared in Tales to Astonish and was introduced as a KGB agent and spy who became the Abomination after deliberately exposing himself to a greater quantity of the same gamma radiation that transformed Bruce Banner into the Hulk. I mean, they didn't even come up with a new way that he got his powers. It was the same way. Wow, this writing thing is easy. As long as you don't mind your characters being entirely flat and two-dimensional, you can just churn this shit out. I mean, who else is successful? What about Wolverine? Great idea. How about instead of adamantium, he's made of carbonadium, and we'll lose the retractable claws and replace them with something out of that one tentacle anime you watched before you were old enough to, Omega Red. Now, I want to pause for a moment and say that despite being created in the 90s, Omega Red actually has a cool design. I mean, look at him. Sure, he's got your typical 90s muscles on muscles held up by the legs of a gazelle, but not a pouch in sight, not one. Not like that fucking Cable hoarding all the pouches for himself. It's the age of apocalypse, bro. Redistribute some of those pouches for fuck's sake. It's that one pouch for every dead X-Man. So far, we've got Captain Communism, Iron Curtain Man, and the original Red Hulk. I mean, throw in a Slavic god of thunder, Perrin, and you're just one step away from the Soviet Avengers. All that you need to complete the set would be some kind of a Black Widow. The Black Widow was, of course, herself a communist trained in the mysterious Red Room to be a cold-hearted killer for the state. Married to Soviet propaganda poster boy, the Red Guardian. She was the Soviet Union's #1 super spy. And the thing that makes the Black Widow the #1 Soviet villain is that she actually has some kind of depth as a character. She's not just some carbon copy or a clone of some equivalent hero, but she actually has a real backstory and arc as a character. And I get it, writing monthlies, not every book can be a crime and punishment level masterpiece, but fighting out the same character in a different skin or a different gender or a different ideology isn't being original. In her very first appearance, both Natasha Romanoff and Anton Vanko's Crimson Dynamo were sent to steal some technology from evil capitalist megacorp Stark Enterprises and kill Tony Stark, a plotline that would be repeated ad infinitum to this very day. After being seduced by the wonder and the luxuriously bourgeois life enjoyed by Tony Stark, she switched teams in her debut issue. Some people say that's great, that the Black Widow is a strong female character who broke free of her brainwashing and programming to fight for liberty and the American way. Some people might call her a hero. Not me, I call her a fucking traitor.